What's up? I'm Brian, hanging out with Chris and Jeremiah from Manchester Orchestra. What's going on, guys?
Hey, man. Not a whole lot. We're just getting ready to start this tour with Solar Sun Pickups. It's first day, so we're just kind of waiting around for sound check.
Yeah, just chilling out on the bus, having a good time.
Yeah. An interesting first day. Anything special happen other than doing the sound check, or
Rapper broke a bottle of wine in the first 5 seconds we were on the bus. He just opened the cabinet, a bottle of wine flew out and smashed on the ground. That was probably the most interesting thing that's happened on tour.
Interesting. Well, you still have a whole tour ahead of you for interesting things to happen, so we gotta wait and see. So you guys have a new album out called Mean Everything to Nothing. Checked it out, and it's an amazing album. I mean, I know it's a lot heavier than your previous album. What's behind making it all heavier and more mainstream sounding than your last album?
I think the biggest change just came from us being on the road and our sound progressing from playing live so often together, getting tighter as a band, and just I think from playing the songs live so much, or playing the last album live so much, the songs progressed and became a bigger, louder, more aggressive thing. And so when we wrote these new songs, they naturally were the same, just louder and a little heavier, more aggressive, and maybe a little more dynamic at parts.
Yeah, and plus we all got tattoos, so that made us a little bit more metal.
Yeah, I could definitely hear the slight bit of metalness in it. I know I read that it was inspired by Weezer, Nirvana, and Foo Fighters, so I could definitely hear like that kind of like 90s rock sound added into the album and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I see you just announced a tour with Brand New. How did that come about?
Well, the first real big tour we did was with Brand New, like 2 years ago or something like that. However long ago that was. It was a long time. So we've been friends with those guys for a long time, and if opportunity finally just came up to tour again. So it just worked out this time. We entered this eating competition, and Jesse and I were neck to neck. It was hot dog eating. I won that time. He wanted a rematch. I said, I'm not eating that many more hot dogs.
So this next tour is simply a cover for a massive hot dog eating competition between Manchester Orchestra and Brand New.
So you guys had a hot dog eating contest the last time you were on tour?
Yeah, well, it wasn't the last time we were on tour. It was just a few months ago. It was after we'd done the tour together. But he's bitter about the whole thing, so we'll be kind of battling it out throughout the tour. It's going to be more a series of eating competitions between the whole band instead of just Jesse and I going at it together.
Like a triathlon of hot dog eating or food consumption.
Yeah, because it won't just be. I'm not doing hot dogs this time.
No.
I was sick too long after that.
He threw up hot dogs for days.
You know, there's a guy I saw on Letterman when I was younger who was like a 70-year-old man or something. He had only eaten hot dogs since he was like 6. He was allergic to stuff, didn't like other foods, whatever. He hadn't eaten anything but hot dogs every meal of his life since he was 6 years old or something. So they had him like taste all these different hot dogs and prove that he could tell the difference between them. And he had not had anything but hot dogs his whole life.
That's insane.
Interesting hot dog story there. So, when you guys are on tour, anything else interesting you do while you're on tour? I know it's your first day of your tour, and obviously nothing special happened today, and you're telling me about the hot dogs. Anything else interesting happen? Like what you do on your spare time, in other words?
Not a whole lot. I mean, usually we don't have much spare time that's available to do many things other than sit in the van and watch a movie on the computer or read a book or sleep, Our days are spent driving to the next venue and then loading in and sound checking and playing the show, going to sleep and driving. But this tour will hopefully be a little different because we finally moved up to a bus, so we'll finally have a little more time in the cities we're in. But I mean, usually it's just the same sort of thing, hanging out with other bands, hanging out with each other, goofing off.
Oh, we also, our days off, we do go to Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah.
Best Buy. That's probably the most interesting thing we do, which is kind of very suburban, middle white people. That's what.
It's pretty typical and average what any other person could really do on it, but hey, doing something, I mean.
Yeah.
Keeps us sane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited. We do Lollapalooza this coming up weekend, which we're really excited about. We'll be there the whole weekend. We love being in Chicago, so that's going to be cool. And then we're in Canada for a lot of the dates on this tour, which, you know, we've done a few random Canadian dates before, but this is the most time we'll have spent there. So that'll be interesting.
I see you guys just did MySpace transmissions. How's doing that?
It was a lot of fun. We got kind of mad because this band, The Horrors, had a bus already, and we didn't, and we had never heard of them really before, so we were kind of upset about that. But they were nice people. But it was fun. It was fun to play. Why are you looking at me like that? Looking at me like I'm an a-hole. Yeah, it was really fun. It sounded really cool. And it's fun when we get to all put on headphones and kind of go and play our songs together. We can hear each other really well, and it's like we're back in the studio.
Yeah, we enjoy being in the studio a lot, and so it was fun. Being on tour in the middle of a tour and being able to then go in the studio and play the same songs and just kind of be in that sort of atmosphere instead of at a show on stage. Yeah, so it was very enjoyable for us, and everybody that worked on it was really cool. So it was a pleasant experience.
Tell Passion Pit still our pizza. Tell Passion Pit you owe us some pizza.
Pepperoni.
You sons of the guns.
So you guys friends with them, or?
Yeah, we had never met them before.
Not anymore.
We shared a dressing room. They did right after we did, the same day. And so as we were leaving our dressing room, pizza got there, and then they got in the dressing room.
We didn't know it was our pizza. They thought it was their pizza.
We're really upset about the whole thing.
Yeah, we're pretty. It's a sore subject.
It's a stupid pizza story. That's what it comes down to.
That hurts. I like that story.
But Passion Pit stealing your pizza. What are you gonna do?
I claim the same.
So, and off this new album, what is your favorite track off of it?
I think either Tony the Tiger or Everything to Nothing at this moment are probably my favorites on the record.
Yeah.
It's different live, which songs I prefer playing and which I prefer on the record, but I think those are my favorite on the record right now.
Yeah. Be that Pride, Everything to Nothing, my two favorites. Or Jimmy, even though I never listened to Jimmy, because it's too far in the back of the record.
Yeah, I'll have
I got to get there. I have to fast forward all the way through the record. That's kind of sad. You shouldn't fast forward your own record.
No.
But who cares? I do.
You could listen to it on the computer, and then you don't necessarily have to fast forward through it.
I'm not saying I'm holding down the fast forward button. I'm jumping, obviously. Nobody actually fast forwards anymore unless they're on like DVD or DVR.
Maybe you should say what you mean.
Say what you mean.
And here's an interesting question for you. What is one act you'd love to tour with, like perform with at a festival, whatever? What is one act you've never been with before? What is someone like in the one
same bill?
Yeah, like you on the same bill, like either at a festival or just go on tour with that. You know, what is your dream band to tour with?
I don't want to tour with any of my favorite bands because they're better than we are. So
yeah, their fans wouldn't like us.
Yeah.
And then it also may just be weird actually knowing them.
Yeah. I saw Tom York recently at a festival, and I thought I was gonna cry. I was walking behind him, and I saw him, and I thought I was gonna cry. I wouldn't want to tour with Radiohead, even though I love Radiohead. I wouldn't want to tour with Grizzly Bear because I like Grizzly Bear. So the other band I don't like,
Weird Al Yankovic.
Weird Al Yankovic. I'd tour with Weird Al.
I bet you'd be more enjoyable than you think.
Oh, totally. He knows the Tim and Eric guys. Tim and Eric Awesome Show. I want to tour with Paramore. I'm going to say it.
That would be fun.
That'd be a great tour. I think they're good kids and good music. I want to hear the new record really bad.
I just heard the new single yesterday.
Good, right?
It's good.
It is a really good single.
I like the single. I'm down with it.
Yeah, I like Paramore. They're not a bad band at all.
And they seem nice. I met Taylor recently. He was really nice. And we met their bass player, but that was a long time ago.
I would think I would like to tour with My Morning Jacket, but I don't think I would actually want it to happen.
It's just kind of maybe a one-time only deal. Maybe a one-time only deal.
I'm okay with hanging out with them.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just would like to see them play every night.
Yeah. If I could tech for My Morning Jacket, or if I could just follow them around. Like Dave Bazan one time had Jim from The Office. He tagged along from Seattle all the way to South Carolina. I want to do that. I want to be Jim from The Office, but I want to be him. Autumn Emily Jacket tour. Or Radiohead tour. Not Radiohead, this is depressing. Tour.
Yeah.
Does the thing with Tom York shooting down Miley Cyrus like kind of make you think different of Radiohead, or are you just like that's just how Tom York is?
No, I think that he was right, and she has no entitlement to anything, and if they don't want to meet somebody before they play, and that's their right, and I'm sure they're getting ready to play. Like, screw Miley Cyrus, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, sometimes when you're getting, I mean, she should know as being an artist, sometimes you're mentally in a different space. Sometimes you don't want to meet somebody random.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like, doesn't necessarily mean it's something personal. And maybe it was something personal, but that's...
Who knows?
Are you really surprised that Tom York would not want to meet Miley Cyrus? Nothing personally against her, but I wouldn't... That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
It didn't surprise me either.
Yeah, he wouldn't prioritize Miley Cyrus over getting ready for the show. Like, if it was somebody... If it was like...
I wouldn't be surprised if he did that to us at all.
If it was Bob Dylan, then I'd be like... Dude, Tom, just meet Bob. Just Miley Cyrus. Yeah, if it happened to us, I'd be like, well, yeah.
Of course he doesn't want to meet us.
Exactly. So, Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, end it there. Anything else you guys want to add in before we wrap up, or talk about any?
Listen to Blue Juice. Everybody should listen to Blue Juice. Blue Juice is great.
Go watch their music videos
Yeah.
on YouTube. They are absolutely hysterical.
Amazing Australian like duo band.
And what was the other band we saw? The Children Collide or Children Collide?
Yeah.
Check them out as well. These are two bands we just met on our trip to Australia last week.
Awesome.
They were both awesome.
Cool. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. And I'm Brian, hanging out with Chris and Jeremiah from Manchester Orchestra.